President Trump's great European adventure is half over, and not boring at all. So let me bring you up to date of what has been accomplished and then what is likely to happen over the weekend and Monday. First of all, Donald Trump's a confrontational man. That's his style. He walks in, I'm the big boy, I got the big country, I got the big stick, and I'm not going to speak softly, okay, as Teddy Roosevelt once said. So right away, many of the Western European leaders don't like him because he is going to demand things from them. Essentially, he's going to demand money. All right? So right away, you don't have a lot of touchy-feely stuff. There's not a lot of abruzzas, you know, there's not any of that. So it's a confrontational relationship. So Donald Trump, as President of the United States, wants more money from our NATO allies, 29 NATO countries. Certainly reasonable, certainly fair, certainly should happen. And Germany, the most powerful nation in Europe, is one of the worst. They've been riding our coattails since 1945, and they're happy to do it. And if they can hose us on car sales, they're going to hose us on car sales. So Trump doesn't like Germany at all, and he particularly doesn't like German Chancellor Angela Merkel. Doesn't like her. And Mrs. Merkel doesn't like the president at all. All right? Whereas Barack Obama made no demands of Germany, none, okay? Trump's all over them for a better trade deal and more money to NATO. Now, the other European countries, I'm going to run them all down to you. Our strongest ally there is in the West is France. And the Eastern European nations, they like us, and I'll tell you why in a moment. Okay, the other thing is the Russian pipeline. This just came up. Trump says, hey, you're doing business with Putin. You're helping Putin. And now Putin's got you. If you don't do what he says, he'll cut off your natural gas. And in the middle of January, it's going to be pretty tough for Europe. Legitimate point. Another legitimate point. Now, certainly there could be negotiations and safeguards built in to that system, but it's legit. I didn't know much about it, but I'm going, it's not unreasonable. But the tone that Donald Trump brings could be ratcheted down a couple, I think. I think he could ratchet it down. Now, it worked with Little Rocket Man, and I'll get to that in a moment, in initially getting him to go to the negotiating table. So Trump disparaged him, he mocked him, he threatened him, he did everything. But won. I think he's going to get more money for NATO. Okay, I do. The pipeline, probably not going to be much difference. But Trump got his message across. But in doing so, he alienates a lot of the world. And they don't like, he's a bully, he's this. They don't like his style. They don't like it. They don't like his hair, they don't like him, they don't like anything about him. That can hurt the United States in the long run. Because if somebody's out to get you, they're going to do little things, passive-aggressive things. Not going to hurt us. So if I were advising President Trump, I would say, bring it down 2 or 3. You can bop it up if you get people defying you, and he did at the end. We had a great meeting, NATO's never been stronger, he always does that. They're the greatest guys now, blah, 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 blah. And he did at the end. We had a great meeting, NATO's never been stronger, he always does that. They're the greatest guys now, blah, 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 blah. And then he gets on a helicopter from Brussels to London. All right, he arrives at outside of London. Okay, so now he's in England. England hates him. Why do they hate him? Because the English media is just like the USA. They're probably even further left. BBC is like CNN. Newspapers, most of them are very liberal. Fleet Street, very tabloid, very liberal. All the commentators over there come from the left. Very few, and then anybody who isn't that is a fascist. Tommy Robinson, all these guys, and maybe they are. I don't know. I don't follow it close enough. But there's the same kind of demonization by the media in England as there is in the United States, and they can't stand Trump. They liked Obama, so did Western Europe, because Barack Obama was a nice guy. Didn't ask anything of him. So the president meets at the Court of St. James. That's the U.S. ambassador's residence. And the U.S. ambassador is the owner of the New York Jets. Did you know that? Woody Johnson, good guy. Jets, a little trouble, but I think he wanted to get away for a little while. So Woody Johnson is the ambassador, the U.S. ambassador to England, Great Britain. So they had a little reception there just for Americans. The meeting with the British is outside of London. Okay? It's in Windsor Castle with the Queen, a little tea tomorrow. Trumpet tea. There's all that protocol. I'm sure they're drilling them on the protocol with the Queen. Can't touch her. She'll shake your hand with a glove. And then he's going to meet with the Prime Minister Theresa May at her Chequers estate, way outside of London. I don't want to go anywhere near London because London's been taken over by socialists. Taken over. City's violent now. When I lived there for a year. I loved it. Took me 2 months to get adjusted. Food was awful back then, but it's good now. London's a great town. All right? I just can't say enough good things about London. But it's been taken over by the hard left, radical left. And they don't like Trump, and Trump doesn't like them, so why bother? So there'll be nice. It's not gonna be like NATO. It's nice with Great Britain, and then he'll go up to Scotland, play a little golf on his golf course up there, Donald Trump's golf course. Then on Monday he goes to Putin. I don't know what's going to happen with Putin. I can't tell you what's going to happen with him. I don't think it's going to be confrontational. You know, as I told you with the Kim Jong-un meeting, all of this is set in advance. So they know, Trump and the Russians know what they're going to talk about and what the tone is going to be. They already know that. No surprises. The agenda is written down. And I don't expect it to be confrontational. And there might be one headline or two. We agree to disagree, you know, that dopey stuff. Because Russia's not going to get out of Syria, and they're not going to stop bothering Ukraine. And Putin's not going to do that, because that looks like a loss to Putin. Putin's a macho man. Trump's a macho man. Two macho men, they ought to have the Village People back there singing the song. So I don't know what is going to be accomplished, but Trump wins just by getting the meeting, even though Vlad only has to go to Helsinki, which is like right around the corner from Moscow, but Trump's already in Europe. So I will have more to tell you about on the Trump Monday meeting, and I am Bill O'Reilly for Newsmax, reminding you that you have the capacity, the ability to see me every night on BillO'Reilly.com doing commentary. And if you're looking for a great summer read, please check out Killing England. See you soon.